Croeso Palb to the planet of the discounts and games under £15 PSN sales. This is a really big sale with a ton of games, and I found a lot of really good games on really low discounts for you. So if you like finding some cool games to play and saving a lot of money, then don't forget to subscribe. You're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 25th of September, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up is Arizona Sunshine Deluxe Edition. Now, I'm not covering this game if you actually want to buy it, and that sounds a bit weird, but the remake of this game is coming out on the 17th of September, and it's $24.99. Now, if you want that for PSVR 2, what you should know is that you can buy an upgrade for that for £10 on launch. So, if you want that game for the 17th of September, don't buy it or pre-order it. Buy this old version now for $6.39. It's not a great discount, it's usually cheaper. But hey, $6.39 plus $9.99 is $16.38, which is cheaper than $24.99. So basically, I'm not really recommending you pick up this game unless you want the new remake for PSVR 2. In that case, then buy it now, but if you're not in a rush to get it, you're probably better off waiting for this to go on a better sale in future and then picking it up and then getting the upgrade instead. Alright, so if you're interested, check this out. If not, then ignore this game and we'll move on to the others instead. We have another VR game next, Carly and the Reaper Man Escape from the Underworld. It was released in 2021, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.54, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a cool looking VR game. This VR puzzle platformer has move controller compatibility, which is great because games with that are usually much more fun to play than games that don't support them. In this game, you get to control Carly and the Reaper Man as they visit the spirits of the underworld. It features 2-player local co-op with one person controlling Carly on the TV while you control the Reaper Man in VR. So if you're looking for a 2-player VR game or an asymmetrical game, then you should look at this. It's quite unique and there's not a lot of games like this. So if you've got a PSVR 1 and you're looking into cool VR games that are a bit different, you might want to check this out. The gameplay idea is really cool and I'm sure it'll be great for parties or playing with friends and family. So if you like the sound of that, why not check it out? I think you'll have a lot of fun if you're intrigued by the unique gameplay idea. And hey, if you've never played a VR puzzle platformer before, then you could start here. It may not be the best puzzle platformer, but it is a bit different and it's really cheap. So if you've got a PSVR 1 and you like your puzzle games, you might want to pick this one up, especially if you've got someone to play the co-op with. You might have a lot of fun with it. So why not take a look if you like the sound of that? Our next game is Deflector. It was released in 2023, so it's 1 year old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £3.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really low price with a huge discount, which is great. In this top-down roguelike, you get to select from a roster of heroes and travel into the future to destroy viruses in hack-and-slash combat with a unique combo system. It features RPG elements, ranged and melee combat styles, customizable loadouts, and environmental hazards as well. Now, you don't see a lot of top-down games these days, but you do see a load of roguelikes, so this is a pretty unique game. If you're into roguelikes and you haven't played a top-down game before, then you might really enjoy this. It all depends on the gameplay really. If you like hack-and-slash action games, then you'll probably enjoy it, and if you're a fan of roguelikes, then this will be really cool for you. Combine that with the fact that it's at a really huge discount right now, it might just be a really cool game to pick up for a really low price. So if you're into this sort of game, why not check it out? It looks really cool. And hey, if you've never played a roguelike before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. There's a ton of games in this genre, and this looks like a decent one on a really good discount. But there are huge AAA ones you could pick up for about the same price on sale. And there's such a variety in this genre as well, that you're better off picking it based on the gameplay style, rather than the fact that it's on a discount. So if you like the look of this one, then definitely check it out. But if not, you've got plenty more options in this genre, and I'll let you know when they're on sale next. Just Cause 3 XXL Edition is our next game. It was released in 2018, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 86% discount for the low price of £3.49, which is a really good discount for such a cool game with a load of content included, as this includes over £24 worth of DLC, featuring the 3 air, land and sea expansions, the Reaper missile mech, weaponized vehicle, explosive weapons pack, and the Kusava rifle. So you're getting the complete version of the game, with all of the content included, including huge expansions as well, which has proper content included, which is really great. In this third-person open-world action game, you get to play as Rico Rodriguez as he fights to free his homeland, the Medici Island country, from the dictator General Sebastiano di Revelio, using an arsenal of explosively fun weapons and gadgets along the way. Now I've completed this game and I absolutely love it. It's basically a GTA sort of game, but with much better cool combat mechanics. You've got some really cool grappling technology and parachuting technology that you combine to move around in really cool and unique ways. Plus the grappling tech gives you a load of weird ways to interact with the world that makes it a huge sandbox for a lot of fun, with a lot of explosions and action, and just you'll have a lot of fun with this if you like this sort of game. If you play GTA but you don't care about the story and you just like to hang around in the city causing mayhem, you'll love this game. You can do some crazy stuff like grapple a car to a helicopter and then grapple that to a big tank of fuel or some big explosive, and the whole things will get attracted to each other and blow up, and there'll be massive amounts of fires and flames and a huge amount of hilarity. Trust me, this game is amazing to play. The whole series is really good to play, really. And this is a really good one at a really good price with a ton of fun stuff to play with included. So if you like fun action games, definitely check this out. You'll love it, I promise. And hey, if you've never played an open world action game before, then you definitely could start here. It's from a really good series with a ton of content included at a really low price. You can't ask for much more, really. Definitely check this out. It's well worth your time and money. Up next is my star buy, LEGO Marvel Collection. It was released in 2019, so it's 5 years old, but some of the games are older than that really, and it's on an 87% discount for the low price of £6.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good price for 3 AAA full games, as this collection includes the 3 games of LEGO Avengers, LEGO Marvel Superheroes, and LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, with all of the DLC included for all 3 of the games, which means you're getting a massive amount of content for 3 huge games, which is really good value. In these action platformers, you get to play as a huge roster of Marvel heroes and villains as you play storylines from the movies and unique stories just for the games. It features up to 4-player local multiplayer, although that's only in the 3rd game, the other 2 are 2-player, and a new battle and challenge mode to play with your friends and family as well. Now by now I'm assuming you're pretty familiar with the LEGO games. They're all really good, funny, family-friendly action platformers. They're pretty easy to play, but they're a lot of fun to play, which means they're great to play with friends or kids or partners. So if you like playing cool platformers with your friends, definitely check out this series. And the fact that you're getting 3 full games at a really good price, if you're a fan of Marvel and the LEGO games, you'll love this package. It's a really great deal. Like I said, it's my style buy. It's well worth your time and money, I promise. And hey, if you've never played an action platformer before, or a LEGO game before, then usually I say to pick them up based on the theme or the franchise. So if you're not into Marvel, they have plenty of other franchises, and they're always on sale as well. So you're much better off starting with one of them if you really don't like Marvel. But otherwise, this is a really good deal, and you should definitely check it out. We have an adventure platformer next, Little Orpheus. It was released in 2022, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £1.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, especially for a cool little game. And this definitive edition includes all of the DLC, and it's remastered as well, so you're getting the best version of the game with all of the content included, which is really good. This game is inspired by classic adventure movies, where you get to join comrade Ivan Ivanovich as he explores lost civilizations, undersea kingdoms, and prehistoric jungles. It features a humorous story and a music score by BAFTA winner Jessica Curry and Jim Fowler, so it's got some really good quality to this game, especially for an indie game and a game that's on such a huge discount as well. Now I really like adventure platform games, and this game's been on my radar ever since I started covering it, and at this price, I'm really tempted myself. If you're a fan of adventure platformers like me, then why not take a look? This looks like a really good quality game, and my gut says it's worth playing. So if you're as intrigued as I am, definitely take a look. And hey, if you've never played an adventure platformer before, then you could definitely start here. It looks like a really good quality game at a really good price. Now you can pick up some other AAA ones for about the same price when they're on sale, but this game looks really good as well. So if you like the look of this one, why not check it out? But if not, don't worry, there's plenty more options in the genre, and I'll let you know when they're on sale as well. We have an anime game next, One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 89% discount for the low price of £6.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for an anime game with a franchise attached. They're usually pretty expensive, and this edition includes £15.99 worth of DLC, including the season pass of 4 additional characters, and some extra outfits and skins as well, which is really great. In this fighter, you get to play as your favourite hero, or create your own including your powers and abilities. It features a dynamic 3 vs 3 fighting system, with events as seen in the anime, and it includes local and online 2-player multiplayer as well. So if you like taking your fighting games online, you've got that option as well. Now in general, there's a lot of really good quality fighter games around, and I pretty much say that you should pick them up based on the characters in them or the franchise. So if you're a big fan of anime or One Punch Man in particular, then you should take a look at this if you like fighting games. But if you're not a fan of anime or One Punch Man, then there's plenty other fighters for you to look at instead, and you'll probably enjoy them more. Either way, this is a good deal if you're interested, and if that's the case, why not take a look? It's a good deal. And hey, if you've never played a fighter before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You can pick up bigger AAA games from huge franchises cheaper than this on sale, so you're probably better off starting with one of them instead. Pretty much I wouldn't recommend checking this one out unless you're into One Punch Man or anime. But if that's the case, then why not take a look? It's on a great discount. We have a JRPG next, Persona 5 Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 7 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £11.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a fantastic deal, as it's a huge discount and includes a ton of extra content as well. This game's never usually on sale anywhere near this cheap, so this is really cool, as this edition includes all of the personas, costumes, a new difficulty level, Japanese audio track, skill card set, and a healing item set as well, so you're getting the complete version of the game with everything included, which is great. In this legendary game from a legendary franchise, you get to don your mask and join the Phantom Thieves of Hearts as you stage grand heists infiltrating the minds of the corrupted at night, while attending secondary school in the day, spending your time as you want until the heists resume at night. Now that story may seem a bit weird, but yeah, it's an anime game, get used to that. Their stories are a bit odd sometimes, but they're really fun and they're really cool. Now this game is from a legendary franchise, and this one in particular is beloved. I mean, you get fanatics with any franchise, but this game in particular, people hail this as the new arrival of Jesus or something. And it might be living up to that. I mean, a lot of people say that, and not many people disagree. If you're a fan of JRPGs, or the Persona series, or anime games, you might want to check this out. It's a massive legendary game at a huge discount. All the reviews rave about this, all of the user reviews rave about this. You really can't get a more highly recommended game. Unless you don't like this genre, you should probably take a look at it and see what all the fuss is about, because there's no smoke without fire, and this game is legendary, according to everyone. So if you like the sound of that, definitely check it out. You might have just found your new favourite game, who knows? And hey, if you've never played a JRPG before, then you could definitely start here. It's modern, it's massively popular, it's from a legendary series, and it's at a really good price. Can't ask for much more really. If you've never played a JRPG, why not check this out? It might just rock your world, and you'll find your new favourite genre along the way. The next game's for all the old people out there, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid Super Edition. It was released in 2021, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £9.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal, as this edition includes almost all of the DLC, including the Season 1, 2, and 3, the Street Fighter pack, Lord Draken Evo 2 skin, and the exclusive Kimberly Pink Ranger skin as well. It's a shame it doesn't include everything, but it's the closest you can get at the moment, so that'll have to do. In this fighter game, you get to play as your favourite rangers and villains from across all of their franchises as you fight to protect Earth from invading monsters. It features 23 fighters and almost all of the available content for the game, which is really great. Now if you're like me and you grew up when this was the biggest thing around, whoa, was Power Rangers huge back in the day. And it's still got a nostalgic place now. Who loves the Green Ranger? Everybody that grew up in the right decade. And from what I can tell, and from what the reviews say, this is a pretty good fighting game. So if you're a big fan of Power Rangers, this is probably the best game you could play in this genre for it. They made some in the old days, and they're really hard to get hold of unless, you don't mind not paying for games. But in any case, if you're looking for a modern Power Rangers game and you like fighters, then you might want to check this out. It's got a ton of Power Rangers included from a ton of different franchises, so there's bound to be something in there you recognise and something you'll really enjoy. It's really nostalgic, it's really cool. If you're into Power Rangers, definitely check it out. It's well worth a game, just for the nostalgia alone. And hey, if you've never played a fighter before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. It's not that cheap, and you can pick up bigger AAA ones, much cheaper than this on sale. But hey, if you're as addicted to Power Rangers as some people are, then you might want to check it out anyway. It's a good game at a decent discount, although it's probably going to be cheaper at some point. But don't worry, I'll let you know when that happens. Roguebook Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2022, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £4.34, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and this is a pretty good deal, as this edition includes all of the DLC, included a new playable hero, 50 new cards, extra talents, and treasures, plus an alternate art pack, and a hero skin pack as well, so you're getting the complete version of the game, with everything included, which is really cool. In this roguelike deck builder game, you're trapped in the fabled relic known as the Rogue Book, and you must fight to escape by completing the challenges on each page of the book, and it features 7 heroes, each with their own deck, and a dynamic deck system that changes as you play. Now, roguelikes are pretty common, but deck builders are not. They're very unique and very niche, so if you're into roguelikes and you like deck builders, this game will probably really excite you. And that's a great thing because it looks really good, and it's got good reviews as well. Having the different characters to play as that come with their different decks, and then the dynamic system where as you play through the roguelike game, you get different cards each time, so you have to dynamically create your deck each playthrough in a different way. There's a lot of challenge to this, and I think people who like deck builders will really enjoy it. I think the roguelike genre suits this really well, so if you like the sound of that, and you're excited by the challenge, then why not take a look at this game? It's very different and unique, and I think people that are into these genres will absolutely love it. So if that's you, definitely take a look at it. And hey, if you've never played a roguelike deck builder before, because who has and what other ones exist, then you definitely could start here. It's a really good deal with a lot of content included, and you don't have many options in this genre either. Pretty much the only reason I wouldn't recommend it is if you're not into deck builders, or roguelikes, or both, in which case, pick up a different game instead. And the final game I have for you is Tormented Souls. It was released in 2022, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the price of £1.59. Which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. In this survival horror game, it's inspired by Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark, which are 2 of the best, most legendary series in the genre, so that's great. After searching for missing twin girls, you awake naked in a bathtub, surrounded by medical equipment, and now you must fight for your life to escape and discover the fate of the twins along the way. Now this game looks really great. Like I said, it's inspired by Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark, and those are 2 of the best things you could take inspiration from. It may be an indie game, but if it's half as good as them, then it's going to be great. And from what I've seen and from the reviews, it seems to be amazing. Everybody seems to really like it, and it's got really positive reviews. So if you're a fan of classic survival horror games, especially Resident Evil or Alone in the Dark, you should definitely check this out. I think you'll absolutely love it if you like those games. And hey, if you've never played a survival horror game before, then you should definitely take a look at this. It looks like a really good game, inspired by some legendary games in the genre, and it's at a really low price as well. You can't ask for much more really, so if you've always wanted to try this genre, why not check out this game? I think you'll really enjoy it. And that's all the games I have for the Planet of the Discounts and games under £15 PSN sales. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good games or did I pick bad games? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or should some other game have won it instead? Leave all your comments down below, and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you guys found some really cool games to play, but more importantly, I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.